One of the top statewide races in the spring will be the race for state Supreme Court. 3 challengers hope to unseat Justice Rebecca Bradley, who was appointed to the court by Governor Walker last fall. We're in the midst of a series of interviews with the candidates who will square off in the February 16th primary. And we're joined now by Appeals Court Judge Joanne Kloppenburg. Judge Kloppenburg, good to have you on the program again.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Because we talked back in 2011 when you ran for the court the last time against Justice Prosser. At that time, I think some people thought that race was something of a referendum on Governor Walker. Do you think that's how this race will be perceived?
No, that race really was, like this race, about the concerns people have for the direction of our Supreme Court. This race is about the future of our court, what kind of court it ought to be, and what kind of justices we should be electing to the court. And people remain concerned about the injection of partisan politics and the influence of special interests on our court, and that's what this race is about.
You said in your statement on the day that you announced your candidacy that you were unwilling to surrender this court to outside special interests and partisan politics. Do you think that's what the court is today?
Well, I have, alone among the candidates, been to all 72 counties, and what I'm hearing from people is they are concerned about the injection of partisan politics onto our court. With partisan politics come agendas. Agendas belong in the legislative and executive branches, but they should not be bleeding over into our court. And the problem with the massive amounts of expenditures from unregulated special interests, we don't know who the donors are, they don't have to disclose their donors, comes the perception that justice is for sale. And both of those concerns, the injection of partisan politics, the influence of special interests, undermine people's respect for the court and the authority of the court. And when the court loses its authority, its trust, it loses its ability to be an independent check and balance on the other political branches of government.
Well, what do we do about the money issue, though, given recent court rulings, given a new campaign finance law in this state? What can we do about that?
What we can do is what I'm doing is connecting with voters statewide and getting people to the polls to vote and getting out, reaching out personally, getting my message to them so that they know who I am, how I got where I am, what my values are, what kind of judge I have been, and they can then on their own determine what kind of justice I will be. So it's getting out the vote. The people can overcome the influence of the outside special interest money.
Your campaign has been critical of the appointment of Justice Bradley because you feel that, I don't want to speak for you, I'll let you say,
right.
Why are you critical of her appointment?
Well, as you know, Governor Walker appointed Rebecca Bradley 3 times to 3 judgeships in 3 years. And one of her supporters wrote to the governor, Attorney Essenberg, said, Rebecca Bradley can expect to receive the strong support of conservatives. She has paid her dues. That will not be ignored. Now, I don't believe that paying your dues to any political partisan cause should be a qualification for service on the court. It's very clear that she is Governor Walker's choice for the court. I'm running to be the choice of the people of Wisconsin.
Should you advance in the primary, you're likely to face a very tough campaign. And you know the narrative will go something like it went in 2011, that Joanne Kloppenburg was backed by unions, that she was backed by environmental groups, large liberal groups. That indicates that they feel she's predisposed to their point of view. How do you push back against this argument that you're going to be someone who will represent liberal interests on the court?
I have broad support from people of all stripes around the state. I'm the only one who has people who are publicly endorsing me from every county in this state. And I have a record. I was an Assistant Attorney General of the Department of Justice for 23 years, hired by Attorney General Hanaway, serving under Attorneys General from both parties, working for the people of Wisconsin, regardless of political agenda, upholding their interests in cases around the state at all levels. And then I was elected to the Court of Appeals in 2012, and I have a proven track record, alone among the candidates, as a fair, independent, impartial judge who writes clear, thoughtful, fair decisions.
How do you feel about the the fact that you're doing this again, that you did it in 2011, you did it again. What did you learn from that experience about this race, about running for state Supreme Court, that you're going to put to use in this race?
I am building on that strong base of support, having got 750,000 votes, and we had the highest turnout ever. I am building on that base of support, reaching out. I've got grassroots groups of folks hard at work for me around the state. New groups are forming every day. I have the time now that I didn't have then to reach out and connect with voters statewide and get my message everywhere in the state.
Joanne Kloppenberg is an appeals court judge. She is running for state Supreme Court in the February primary. We appreciate your time today. Thanks very much for being with us.
Oh, you're welcome.
And next week, my interviews with candidates for Supreme Court will continue with Milwaukee County Circuit Court Judge Joe Donald. Coming up next, a flap over the public's right to know. Where have we seen this before?